Joe, what episode is this?
You know what? I stopped counting, Calvin.
I really have
So,
no idea. I'm
I
being
think it's. Well, you're the one that wanted to do season 2. I don't even know why we did that.
season two
And the,
because we took a long break
oh, that's
and then
fair. That's
and then
fair.
it splits the episodes because listen, man. Apex does seasons. Why the fuck can't we do seasons? Exactly. Shut your mouth.
I got nothing to say. Yeah, so I think we're on. I think this is episode 16. I think of season
No,
2.
I think we're like episode 14 or 15. I don't fucking know, dude. We'll figure it out.
I'm pretty sure
Figure
it's
it out.
16. Listen, I'm the one that does all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it's
Anyway,
16.
Joel, I'm gonna be honest with everybody here.
Hmm.
Um, Apex has been straight pissing me off. I've
Respect.
been getting the angies because the game is just frustrating me.
Well,
Making me
well,
so
we have some cool Apex stuff to talk about today, but you know, I agree with you at
yeah,
the end of the day. But I don't. We did a whole negative episode last time.
yeah.
We even got some mail from people that want us to be more negative. We're not trying to be that show. So
No,
so
I'm
Cal,
not trying to
so
do that.
Cal, give me your cliff notes on what you're mad about. Give me your cliff notes on what you've been playing.
Well,
How
well,
about
well
that?
I'm not even gonna give cliff notes of what I'm mad about. We'll get into that later in the episode if they come up. We're not even gonna talk about it. But I've
Oh,
been playing For Honor, which is what
as
I've been
always.
as always, which I play nonstop since it came out.
By the way, not
Uh,
to interrupt you. You know who recently picked that game up that loves it?
who?
Muffin.
Oh, really?
And he plays it on PC. I was like, bro, you need to talk to Calvin.
Well,
Like, I was like,
it's because he saw me playing it. He
oh,
came into
oh
my
yeah.
stream. He came into my stream. Well, speaking of, thanks for a couple of you listeners out there who've come to my stream and followed the stream while I've been playing Apex and other games and such. So I really appreciate that. But playing For Honor, as I do, playing Overwatch, as I do,
As is
um,
tradition.
and a couple of other games here and there. But have you been playing anything different, Joe? What have you been playing?
I agree with you. I did pop on for some Apex this week. It was tight.
Yeah, same.
But game is frustrating between just dumbass blueberries. For
Mm-hmm.
those of you that are new here, when you play Destiny, when you play Apex, most games, your neutral teammates that aren't in your party are blue. That's their
Yeah,
color.
the
So
color.
Calvin and I and a bunch of our friends refer to your random or your filled queuing teammates are blueberries. So okay, now that we're past that,
Yeah.
Blueberries are either not talking, or when they are, they're aggro, or they're just full sending because they want big numbers, or Lord knows, you know what I mean. So I had a couple friends hit me up, and they encouraged me to make the switch. Really not encouraged; they begged me to try Fortnite no build with
Oh
them.
my god.
I'm a huge proponent of saying fuck that game. I've always thought the build mode is cheesy and whack, and it's for kids
Mhm.
and all this stuff. Long story short, if you're even like marginally good at Apex, you will shit stomp people in no build Fortnite mode.
Yeah.
The people that are good at Fortnite are, at least from my experience over the last like week and a half, is they're very clutched by the build mode. They're very crutched, not clutched. Sorry,
Yeah, crutched.
crutch. That word crutch is big in the Apex community right now. So
Yeah.
let's just stick with that. So they're very crushed by the build mode. I mean, dude, I'll just pull out a shotgun and just like run it a team of 4 with
Yeah.
my 3 dudes sniping behind me, and I'll just go mop somebody up because
I love that.
nobody's used to applying pressure
Yeah.
because that nobody can because of buildings.
Because
Like
of building.
it's
Yeah.
like and it's nice. You have 2 assault rifles to choose from. You don't have to worry about attachments. You just what
Right.
rarity is your gun? It hits
Mhm.
a little harder, has a little bit more ammo, aims a little bit better. Bada bing, bada boom. Like
Yeah,
it's been a nice break. Apex is still by and far the superior
for
game.
sure. Absolutely.
But I didn't think I would enjoy it. So those of you that have been complaining about the sweats, and like if you want a super cash thing to try out, and you still want to stick with like the BR feel,
Yeah.
I'm putting that in quotes for those of you not watching the show. Just a
Mhm.
reminder, we do film the show on YouTube. Give us a follow. Thank you. Anyways, for those of you that don't see the quotation marks, I put that in quotation marks because it's still a kiddie game. I mean, how most of the player base plays on mobile phones now,
Yeah, it's really
and
funny.
they even have something. It's called like audio assist, or I
Right.
forget exactly what it is
Whatever,
in
dude.
Fortnite.
Whatever.
But like you literally have
Anyways,
something that pings your audio cues on the screen. So if you
yeah.
want something casual and different and not sweaty, it's brought my stress down, and it's made me feel better as a better gamer. And then I pop back into Apex, and I do better.
Yeah. So that took a lot longer than I thought I was going to. Welcome to episode whatever of PexPals, the only Apex Legends podcast for the mediocre gamer. My name is Calvin. My co-host here is the beautiful fucking Joel Cupcake. Follow
Worldwide.
both of us, worldwide. Follow both of us on our social media accounts. You can find Joe Cupcake as Joe Cupcake all over the internet. You can find me as Calvin on most places. You'll know which one's me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Check us out individually. Check PexPals out on all over social media at PexPals Podcast. You can also email us if you want to reach out to us at pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. And check out our website, pexpals.com, where you can see all our latest episodes, including this one in the next couple of days. You'll see it on for whatever podcast platform you want to listen to. You can also watch the video. It's also there, so you don't have to search for us on YouTube. It's a one-stop shop. Check us out there.
Exactly.
So
It's all one stop, Calvin. Thank you for letting the listeners know. You're right. What
it's a
do we
one-stop
got?
shop.
What do we got for the listeners today? Speaking of one top shop, should we just start with the
God
crafter?
damn it. Can I talk? Jesus fucking Christ.
You just rambled on for like 3.5 minutes, dude.
You did. You talked about fucking Fortnite for fucking 4 minutes. Jesus Christ.
I miss when we banter like this.
I know,
Calvin.
me too.
Sorry.
So anyway, so to get into the show, just kicked off today. Today for us, if you're going to be listening to this the next day, but today for us, it is June 21st. Today kicked off the Awakening event, halfway through season 13. It's not exactly halfway through because we still have a week left on ranked. So next week will be the halfway point. This is just right before the rank reset.
Oh, so the map didn't switch yet?
Not yet. No, it's still Storm Point for the next week. So the Awakening event, they've been broadcasting it all week, and you know it's funny. I wasn't paying attention to it, but a lot of stuff is coming. This split
came today.
Came today that I was not expecting. I thought some of it was coming, but I thought some other stuff was coming later. And there's so much going on. The Awakening event came with a bunch of new fucking skins. Like for specific characters. Lifeline got her own fucking bundle. We'll talk about that. And a fucking Valkyrie heirloom, which I was not expecting. I thought that was coming later. I feel like that came out of the blue for me.
I thought it was going to be the end of this.
Yeah,
like the end of the second split. Yeah,
like, absolutely.
I agree with you. Completely.
And so they just threw a bunch of shit at us, and we're going to talk about all that stuff from this top. But first and foremost, before we get into anything else, we have our little tradition here. Joe Cupcake, what is your weapon of the week?
Oh, I know. I feel like I start every time when you do this with the tried and true, but I really did return. I think it's the gun that I've chosen the most for weapon of the week throughout the history of the show. We're going with the Havoc, dude.
Okay.
And I'm saying with or without the turbocharger.
Oh. Okay. You found your place back into the hipfire.
Exactly. That, like, last week, as I mentioned, or was it last week or the week before? I don't know. I definitely mentioned that I was struggling with the car.
Absolutely.
The car has been my go-to for a lot of last season and this season, and I just I think the other problem is like we did say I was playing a little FORTNITE. You don't hip fire very much in that game, so I kind of had to remind myself of that routine. Regardless of that, the car and the R9 are the two I've been trying to use, and it's like if I'm not using the alternator or the Eva, it's like my hip fire just, even with the Devo, it was a rocky couple weeks.
Yeah,
but the Havoc, dude, I can hip fire with the Havoc, no turbo, just kill the Valks floating through the air. I can hit the shots because there really is no bull drop on the Havoc, and I think it's a gun a lot of people don't appreciate. So I gotta again, it's the return of the OG as far as
I feel that. I like that. I
think you and I have both been proponents of that gun since before we even started the show.
Since day one. Yeah. I've always liked to have it. I always told my friends who just started the game to avoid it because it takes a little bit of time to get used to. Especially if you pick it up and you're like, I'm gonna rip this dude, you gotta wait a whole second before you can even shoot. You're not gonna rip that dude. So I always told my friends who were new to the game to avoid it. But eventually, as you get better at the game, it's definitely the gun that you should not avoid. So yeah, for me, the weapon of the week, I'm at a bind because I feel like I don't want to say the same things over and over. But I don't think I'm going to this week. I think I'm gonna go with the one that I think is not per my usual trend. So my weapon of the week this week is the R301, and Yeah, and so, like, you know me, I've been using the distance weapons, I've been using the snipers, and I'm using the
Yeah.
30-30s and all the other marksman stuff like that. But, I've found that if I wanna play that mid-range, why would I she just came in and closed my door. If I wanna play that mid-range,
Bless her soul. Bless her soul.
bless her soul, if I wanna play that mid-range, I feel like DPS is better than just straight initial damage, right?
Hmm.
And and for me, that mid-range, that close to mid-range fight, instead of
Yeah.
like popping someone with a 30-30 and getting my 40 to 50 damage each shot, I can just
Yeah.
light them up straight up with the R301 and just wreck people, dude. Because it's the perfect gun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I'm not gonna miss because I have a
Yeah.
bunch of bullets flying at you. And so it's just
Fair.
well, and the fact that it was in the replicator just meant that I got it whenever I wanted it. You
That's
know,
true. That's a
and I
very
didn't have
fair
to like
point.
get lucky and like find it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, 301 for me, dude. That's my gun. That's my gun. If you're listening to this show and you have a particular weapon that you've been wrecking with, hit us up. Hit us up on all social medias or email us. I already gave that
Yeah.
shit to you. I'm not gonna say it again. I'll say it later. I'll
You know
say it
what? You know
later.
what? You know what's funny, Cal? For once, I went back and re-listened to like our entire episode. Like
Hmm.
usually, I go back and I just put it on like a drive to work and listen to
Yeah.
partial. You know, and I listened to the whole episode, and I did mention how like the reason I picked up the Wingman is because like I had that weird week where I just the only thing that worked was like I picked up a random R3 and fried with it. Well,
Yeah.
you know, the other day it happened again, man. That R3 is just such a balanced gun. I
Yeah.
put the 2.4 on it, and you already know.
Hmm.
I try to maximize my aim assist and
Yes,
never
you
do
do.
higher than a 3. But the 2.4 on the R3, man, I just like I you know, we always joke around about like computer players having no fear when they have a wingman, this, that, the
Yeah.
other thing. Like that's me. When I have that 2.4 on the R3, I'll just keep, especially if I'm the fart man, I just keep pushing, dude.
Dude,
Like
it's like people used to be like, why do you have the 2.4 and the R3? I'm like, because it's the R301.
mhm.
Like it
I've
doesn't
even
miss.
started using it on the flatty, and no, normally I don't like it on the flatty,
Yeah.
but it's been hitting like
You
pretty.
know what, dude? I do single fire 2.4 on the Hemlock. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
that shit fucking rips, man. Oh my
And
god.
have you,
See?
those of you listening, if you're sitting here confused by what Calvin's saying, Calvin and I literally did a thing where we went into a game and he took his headset off and put his headset next to his mouse so I could hear how fast he could single click his mouse.
Yeah.
It's like you like this. It's one of those things where if you got one clip by Cal with the Hemlock single fire, you would be like that strike back cheater
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
report. Like it's like actually unnatural how good Calvin is with
It's
that.
so
Just
it's
sorry not to just like randomly gas you up, Cal.
yeah, no,
Like I
no.
remember the day you did that because we were with Dan, fuck Dan,
Fuck 10.
and I think there was a bunch of us in the party, but we were in two separate games, and I
Hmm.
think everybody was just like, how do you like even Muffin, who's been a PC gamer for a while, like and always been like super nerdy and competitive with his shooters, even he was like, how do you do that? You
Yeah.
know, like everybody was just like, Calvin, can you fucking relax, dude?
Yeah, dude. I like Muffin, man. Muffin really looked up to me in Apex Legends. He really, really does. He's always like, I gotta do better than Calvin.
I
I
love
gotta
it.
like,
I love it.
yeah, I like him. I like playing with
The
him.
rest of us, the rest of us are just like fuck Calvin, and
Fuck
Muffin's like,
Calvin.
no, it's friendly competition.
Yeah,
Actually,
Muffin loves
I'm
me.
not. I don't say fuck Calvin. I just expect you to carry the shit out
That's
of me
true. That's actually true. You do say that every time we play.
every
Uh,
time we play. But I hold my own usually.
Yeah, you hold your own. All right, so let's try. There's a lot of stuff to go talk about. I don't want to get I don't want to get too much into details because we're gonna see it come to split when Olympus comes back. But Joe Cupcake, one of the biggest updates coming for the for this next split is going to be the Lifeline clinic on Olympus. Is it active now in the pubs lobby?
I, you know, I don't know. I think it is.
Okay, because I haven't played pubs today.
I haven't either. I was at work all day and some of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Anyways,
So,
tell us all about the Lifeline clinic on Olympus.
so the Lifeline Clinic is popping up. I was hoping it would replace something. You know
Mm.
how some of like I don't even remember what Fight Night was before Fight Night, but Fight Night is definitely the superior edition.
Oh, it used to be a shipyard, like a shipyard. It used to be like a giant storage
Oh,
containers,
it was
and
all those containers.
yeah, and
That
you
was
can
like
actually
annoying to fight in.
yes, it
Yeah.
was terrible to fight in.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now it's coming back to me. Now it's
Yeah.
coming back to me. Okay. So I was expecting Lifelines to like replace something. You know, I was kind of hoping the initial rumor, I think I even posted on Instagram. Sorry, I was wrong. Was bonsai. So it's at that weird. Um, if you go from Grow Towers up the hill, there's
Mm-hmm.
like a little spot where there's like a trident and then like a 2-story building
Yeah, it's at the very bottom of the
and some
map.
bins. Yeah, very bottom of the map. So it's in between Grow Towers. Or sorry, I'm not. Yeah, in between Grow Towers and Gardens. So
Yes, yes,
it took out. I actually liked the buildings that were there. You and I especially have had a lot of clutch in-game fights
yes.
in that area. So they added it in. From what I can tell, it's either one big building or it's two buildings. The main building has a charge. You run
Mm-hmm.
into the center and health ropes, just like Lifeline's drone, pop down and heal everybody in there. I do believe it is like a regular one, where if you're in there and you pop it and the enemy team rushes you, everyone's getting healed by the cords. But it's got a big thing. You have to charge it up though, and it makes a big noise when you set off the heal.
Yeah.
I would assume it will even heal you out of bounds, which is why it alerts and has a noise. I would assume it's not going to be applicable to the ring closing like Lifeline's actual drone is.
Right.
And then so there's that, and then there's a bunch of obviously like the loot bins around everywhere, and then
Mm-hmm.
in the back there's a one-time use guaranteed upgrade. I don't know if it's a smart loot bin or not because I haven't checked it out. But
Mm-hmm.
there's like basically it's like a one-time use care package, but it can only be used once, and it's not per you or per squad; it's per game. So
Per
the
game.
first team to get there actually gets guaranteed solid loot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I dig that.
The building looks tight. It's very Lifeline-esque. It almost feels beyond Olympus. Like there's more detail inside the building than most of Olympus has, with maybe the exception of what's the double towers we like to drop with the bridge in the middle? That's bonsai, right?
Yeah.
I always get bonsai and Oasis backwards unless I'm looking at a map.
Yeah,
So
it's bonsai.
yeah, so it's bonsai. So that place has a lot of detail on the inside of the buildings. It's like
Mhm.
that, but more. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for it. Looks futuristic. It's tight, and I think that the loot and I think that like some gnarly heals it's a cool way to mix up, especially the edge of the map where a lot of people don't go.
Mhm.
And Grow Towers and Gardens are both a hot fighting area, so it's a cool little reprieve. I can go here, I can get healed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think it's much overdue. You and I have had, especially the first season of the show, for those of you that have been long time listeners, Cal and I had a whole we actually have a spreadsheet on his computer of
Yeah.
like how long the legends have been out, who does or doesn't have a town takeover. Of all
Mhm.
the OG legends, it's literally just Lifeline and Bangalore that don't have town takeovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So now it's just Bangalore.
Oh
There's
no, Gibby doesn't have one.
Gibby doesn't have one either. No.
Yeah, so those three.
Yeah.
So now Lifeline does, which is great.
Super cool. Yeah,
Um,
but there's
but in the Awakening event, we don't need to talk about it. There's some cool skins. You know what I mean? Let's just leave
Yeah.
it at that. They're
Yeah,
kaiju
so
themed.
yeah, so we got some really cool skins coming out specifically for Horizon, Fuse, Ash, Rampart, and I think I'm like one or two more that I can't. Aloba,
Seer has that Green Ranger skin. Remember?
Seer's Green
That
Ranger
just
skin is
straight up looks
fucking
like
dope. It's
it
fucking dope.
It just looks like the Power Rangers. I love it, dude. It's
Yeah,
like
I love it too.
They hit
And
a home
then-
run there.
And then that's all part of a 24-pack bundle that if you get all the new items for the Awakening event, you
Mhm.
automatically get Valkyrie's heirloom, which is a giant fucking staff. It's really fucking cool. It's
Mhm.
called a Suzaku, and it's really fucking cool. So
Thank you. I did not remember what that was called, so
it's
I was
called a
trying to pull it up.
Suzaku.
I have my Xbox open, but you talk faster than my Xbox operates. So
And there are several other items you can get for about like a reward tracker. Most notably a dope ass green havoc and green bow check bow. That
Mhm.
kind of correspond to the seer new skin. So that's pretty fucking dope. And there's also a special offers tab store, so you don't have to like buy all the individual things. You can get a package, get like a really cool skin with a bunch of loot boxes that correspond to the event. And they brought back some favorites, like the really cool Lifeline, like I think it's like a Haitian medicine woman type mask thing, which is really fucking cool.
yes.
They brought back like the Royal Hunter for Bloodhound. They got that Neon Spectre Wraith, and the next week they're gonna have the like spacesuit Gibby one, the creepy Mirage one where he has like a mustache. It's really fucking weird. And this really cool peak performance Octane
Yeah.
skin. So
Yeah.
a lot of content, a lot of brand new content, and bringing back some old content so you can catch up on your skin count.
Yeah, yeah, and then also, on the note of that, they have right now the store, the specials is the family business store.
That's
It's all
right.
Lifeline. It's all Lifeline.
Yes.
They did the Mischief Medic bundle, which is a Volt skin, a spray, and it looks like a fly-in emote
It's a
for Lifeline,
dive in emote. Yep.
and then a skin. And it's, if anybody watched the last stories from the Outland trailer, which is, it shows how long Lifeline and Octane have been friends. You see Octane with no mask. You see Octane with legs.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a lot of insight into AJ's background. It's cool. It's actually my favorite one yet. We didn't do an episode on that one this time. Sorry, everybody.
But is
Calvin
the
and I
skin
are
in there?
adults, you know what I mean?
Is
But
that
yeah, that's the skin with the Flyer Liars, which is the band she's rocking out to in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's there too.
Yeah, so a new Lifeline bundle to
Mhm.
to give her some more hype for her new town
Also,
takeover.
Cal, I want to point out one thing that's really cool that I don't think you noticed, because I literally just saw it on the internet right before we started the show. So you probably haven't time to see it. So if you go to the store, those of you, if you're looking for the parts that allow you, the heirloom parts you collect, there are 2 emotes. One's for Newcastle. It's called Working the Angles. And the other is for Bangalore. And it's called Butterfly Barrage. They're both boxing. They're like boxing and you juke emotes. So
that's cool.
For the first time in the game, this is a pair of emotes.
Oh.
So if you do them at the same time, it actually coordinates with like Newcastle's juking when Bangalore's striking.
Yeah.
And then when Bangalore's striking, Newcastle's juking. So if you both activate the emotes at the same time, and one of the devs today did tweet like, you're gonna see more cool stuff like this.
I love that.
So now that we've seen the friendship between Lifeline and Octane, I'm hoping they're the next 2 together.
Yeah. There's several relationships in the game that could have really cool emotes.
Yes.
Paired in. That's super cool.
Yeah, so that was tight. And then of course, Calvin, I think I'm the most excited about. I would have to be with this Awakening event. Other than that amazing Power Ranger Seer skin, and Seer is getting a surfing fly-in emote.
Yeah.
His little drones turn into a surfboard, and he's like, I love it. Cool. Which is weird because it's just a Gibby ripoff, but who cares? Lifeline finally got a buff. People have been asking for a rework or some sort of attention to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what people asked for. I think it's a step in the right direction. I really hope the devs don't just leave her with this and then peace out on her for 3 seasons again.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm worried that's what's going to happen. But the fact that they're changing her is very promising. Very promising.
So Lifeline's updates are just kind of like around the touches every basis kind of. It's no like specific thing that they reworked, like when they specifically took away her res shield, right? And they're like, no res shield sucks to suck, and they just kind of like left it at that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of touches all bases. The most notable, I would say, is the Doc heal drone. So there was 2 others.
Mm-hmm.
There's a combat revive, which means that when Lifeline reses you can cancel the res. So that like, hey, if you res me, then someone's just gonna fucking shoot me, but your Lifeline's not listening to you. So you can cancel it so people don't push you and just full thirst you, especially if you have like a gold knockdown shield or something like that. It'd probably be helpful for that.
And for those of you that aren't familiar with Lifeline, because you have no reason to have played her recently, right now before this, it was Lifeline could cancel the res, but only for the first like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it went off. Now you as the resee can cancel her, which I think is going, like Calvin said, like if I have a knockdown shield and a gold backpack and Lifeline doesn't have a gold backpack, Lifeline, don't res me.
Don't res me.
Stop.
Yeah. Let me res myself. Yeah. And so that's part of her changes. She got a buff to the care package, and now it's reduced from 5 minutes to 3.5 minutes, which is pretty huge. Because in 10 minutes it could be final circle, you know what I mean, or like really close to end game, and you're barely getting your second one if you didn't find any ultimate accelerants, like, so or 20 minutes, I don't fucking know. Anyway, And then the weapon attachment panel now comes with a shield battery instead of 2 cells. So you used to get 2 cells or like 2 band-aids.
Well,
But
4
now,
cells.
yeah,
Or
4
no,
cells.
was that actually 2? Maybe
It
it
was
was
4
just
cells.
2.
It was a
Okay.
pack of 2, but I meant like 2 cells. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it used to
yeah.
be total of 4 cells. But now instead you get 2 shield batteries, which I think is a solid trade. And then the biggest thing about the care package though is they got rid of the blue beam on the initial drop. So if you ever noticed when you call in Lifeline's care package, it'll put a beacon to the ground just like a regular care package did. The problem
Mhm.
with that though is a lot of people would see the blue beam in the sky and
And
then
rush you.
push you, and then you're like, well, fuck.
Especially late circle.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
especially after what was it 2 seasons ago where they made it so the care package gives you like smart loot and it
Yeah,
actually upgrades.
yeah,
Like it
yeah,
actually
yeah.
gives you things you need.
That was
So
like
if
one
it's late
season ago.
game, if it's late game and it's 3, 4, 5 teams left, you know everyone's gonna have purple and red shit. So that
Or
means that care package is dropping gold items.
Or it's like, you're like, oh, I think we're safe. I'm gonna drip this care package right here because I can only do it in open sky, you know? And
Yeah.
so, but then you get fucked. And so they get rid of the blue beam on initial drop. So when the care package lands, then the blue beam comes up. So it gives you a little more time to react to a team coming to you. So I think that's
Yes.
pretty cool. But the biggest
I
thing,
heard a rumor. I heard a rumor that it drops faster too,
I
but
don't
that
know.
hasn't been confirmed anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play after we're done recording,
Hmm.
so I'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, and so I think the biggest thing, Mr. Interrupter, the biggest thing is Doc's heal drone got a huge buff. So, for those of you who play Lifeline or play with the Lifeline, you may have noticed that if the whole team is injured and you all go to sit next to the Doc to get some free health from the drone, it won't fill you up all the way because it's only set to a certain number of health points to revive, which is 150.
Yeah.
So if your whole team is at 25 health, right? And there's only 150 points split between you. That means you're only getting 50 points each. That means that you guys aren't getting filled up all the way. But
Yeah.
now, the drone heals infinitely, which
Yeah.
is pretty fucking huge. It only lasts 20 seconds still. So that means that you can all 3 teammates, no matter what level of health you're at, can sit at the dock drone and heal up to maximum. And you can probably step away if you have enough time, take some more damage, and then sit back at the drone for
Yep.
the remainder of the 20 seconds and get healed back up again.
I think
Which,
this is gonna be huge for Final Circle and for Gibby teams. Like,
you know what? Not even Gibby teams. You know what I just had a thought about? Rev teams.
oh, yeah.
Because the biggest problem with Revenant is you drop totem, you go out, you do the push, you come back, and your health is half.
Mhm.
And if you didn't do a good push, you're kind of just like fuck because you're like, man, I have to use either
Yeah.
I have to use either a bandage, which takes longer to pop than a cell, or a med kit, which takes longer than pop than a shield battery.
Than anything
Yeah, and then
except the
anything, but
Phoenix.
except the Phoenix
Yeah.
kit. But then it's like you're crippled. You know what I mean? So now Revenant's team should have a lifeline now because you have this drone there. You can
Mhm.
just put it there and heal up the whole team and not even worry about anybody pushing you.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty cool. I think those lifeline changes are pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And I don't think you mentioned that they doubled the range of the hoses from the
Oh,
drone.
that's true. That's true.
So you can be a little bit more. You don't have to cluster up it behind
Yeah,
cover. You can
nut
just
to
spread
butt,
out.
as we say,
Yeah,
nut to
I
butt.
saw a video this morning of somebody trying it out, and like I think they more than doubled the range. To be perfectly honest, like you can be pretty far from that thing now, and it hooks you up.
Right.
So I think it's tight, dude.
Yeah, I think
Like
it's
you
pretty
said,
cool.
as at Lifeline was actually my original main. Most people that listen to the show probably don't know that because all I ever talk about is crypto and caustic and Newcastle.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Lifeline being my original main, like I really love these changes. I think she's long overdue. I think she was not balanced with like the way the current game plays. But now you have Newcastle with these huge walls. You have Rampart's cover actually works. Caustic's gas is actually evasive. But the problem with Lifeline was always even if you pop the drone, you have to be stacked on each other. Now you don't.
Hmm.
So defensively, she got a nice buff. I will say that.
Yeah. So some cool changes for her. So hopefully we see more lifelines out there in the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so coming with this new event, and it's here right now. For the next 2 weeks, we have Control. Control is back by popular demand. A lot of people love Control. A lot of people like, man, I only want to play Control ever.
Mhm,
because it's just a
mhm.
nice break from everything. And they added a lot of stuff to it. They did a lot of changes to make it a lot more user friendly and a lot
Yes.
more rewarding to play control. So first off, they added they introduced ad drones to control for flavor and storytelling purposes, but yes, you can also shoot them. So there's just drones just flying around that tell you like shit in the skies, but you can shoot them.
I'm
Um,
assuming Pathfinder can grapple off them too.
which I think is probably why they did it. They just have a lot of matchmaking improvements. So like if your team loses players, now people get fill in. So it's just like a
Oh
regular
my
old
god.
it's just like a regular old deathmatch mode,
Mhm.
where on any other game where if your team starts to lose people, people get cycled in, which I think is pretty cool. They added tabs to the about screen so you can see like rating views and break down how the spawn system works, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But they did a lot of quality of life changes. So I'm just gonna read through them, and I'm not even gonna elaborate. I'm just gonna read through them. So they turned the match time limit back on and have new logic for determining when the match should end, which should fix the issue where matches were ending early, which is a really good fix because a lot of people weren't getting the full gameplay.
Yeah.
They give players a full ult on respawn if they had one when they died, which is really cool because the ultimate took so fucking long to come back and control, but now it's back. Now they're
That
giving
was
you
that was my number one complaint with that mode. So I
absolutely.
love it. I love it.
They tuned down the ratings given when you spawn on home base from 75 to 50% in the next tier, so that if you were in blue, so instead of going up to 75, it's dropping to 50, so it takes it longer for you to get back to the next tier, which is tier armory. If you play control, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
they fixed the issue where players at the end of the match podium would be in random positions instead of grouped together in their squad. That's nothing.
Whatever.
Um, they decreased the spawn wave times, which I think is pretty cool because sometimes the spawns take too long and you can't get back to the zone to go help your teammates
Oh,
out
you
when they're fighting for something.
yeah, you'd be like it'd be like 20 minutes to respawn
Oh
or 20
yeah,
minutes, 20 seconds, sorry, to
yeah,
respawn some games and I'm like, "Really?" Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's just weird, right? Really
yeah.
weird. They turned off enemy highlights and enemy vehicle highlights, which I think is a good fix because I shouldn't be able to see what the team is all the fucking time, right? That's a little weird. I can see my team, but not enemy team. That's what's the point?
Yeah.
Um, force players to drain neutral point capture progress before starting to gain capture progress on their own team if capture progress is made on a neutral point by the enemy team. So there is a point drain to capture a zone, and now players have to take away a neutral one before their own team can capture that zone. So
Oh, okay.
it takes a little bit longer now to capture a zone instead of just getting on it. All of a sudden, you're taking the point.
Okay.
Um,
That was the one thing I didn't understand. Like I thought it was saying if the zone wasn't captured and there was some red and you're blue, you had to cancel out the red and then get the blue.
yeah,
But I was
yeah,
like that it already does that anyway. So your way must be what it is because it makes the
yeah.
most sense. Plus, also
So
look at that hair. How can you be wrong?
so they did a whole bunch of other changes. And I'm not gonna read through all of them because there's the bunch, but I said the biggest one so far though is that the turbocharger is now on the Havoc at purple tier, which is great. Because it makes you want to use that
Mhm.
loadout now. 3 times scopes on LMGs and assault weapons in the loadout selection menu, and 4/8 scopes on snipers because I don't want to run out with a fucking bruiser on a sniper. Like what? That's stupid as hell. Why would I do
Yeah.
that? Right?
Yeah.
At least give me a 6 out. But anyways, a lot of changes to control, which I think is
Yeah.
great because people love the game mode. I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. I'm fine with it. I can
And,
live without it. But
and I think didn't they
good.
separate or they combined the marksman and the sniper? So
Hmm.
there's another medium range class
Yes.
instead of two sniper class, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
the
Yes.
G7's still in the box, so
Yeah.
it's like basically you get the 30-30 or the Sentinel. I think it rotates. It's going to
Yeah.
rotate what it gives us. So
Yeah. So a lot of cool things like that. Speaking of weapons, the biggest weapon, and we're taking away from control. We're going back into BR mode. The biggest
this is the
weapon
party
change.
boy. This is the party boy moment for me, Calvin.
I'm actually really stoked about this. The biggest weapon changes for this Awakening split is what's happening with the replicator. So prior to the update, inside the replicator was the R301 and the Rampage. which is funny because I didn't see a rampage one fucking time.
That's incorrect. I crafted one game when we were
Okay,
playing.
okay. No one uses the fucking rampage, and it was in the thing, and no one fucking used it. And actually, I didn't care. I didn't mind it because I don't really like the rampage. Anyway, but the R3 one of the rampage were in the replicator. But now with the switch, a very controversial switch. Actually, a lot of people online are very upset. Um, inside the replicator now is the Wingman and the car SMG. Joe, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you don't want to know what my initial thoughts are?
Mm.
I'll give you my PG thoughts instead of going straight to the X-rated. Give me your tears, Gypsy. I want them. I want them. I want you. Oh God, there's so many salty people. As I mentioned earlier, like the term crutch is being used a lot on the Apex Twitter, Reddit world. I think that Wingman is the number one crutch coming in the game. Yes, the Flatline was. Yes, the R3 was. Yes, supposedly for shitty players, the Spitfire is. Screw all of that. The Wingman is the number one clutch gun in the game because you know it's broken. You know, unless someone has a Wingman, you're gonna win the fight if you're good with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it last episode.
Yeah.
No G7 to counter at the mid range or the close range. You know, like the R9, I feel like got a shadow nerf. It's a lot of people have been commenting on how it's not hitting the way it used to. You know, the car just isn't strong enough to beat a good Wingman player. It's close. It's close.
Yeah.
But you know, so right now, like I mean, unless you have a Havoc and you're hitting headshots or you don't miss with the Devo, you don't have a good way to beat a Wingman.
Yeah, I mean, even if you like, I don't know, dude. I don't want to rag anymore. I mean, actually, I'll rag on it for days. Fuck the Wingman. Like I turn on this guy. I fucking lit him up. He had his first gun. He did some damage to me, but I had the upper hand. He switched his gun, one shot, Wingman, and I'm down. Oh my god, I was so frustrated. But anyways, it's going to replicate. People are pissed. They're like, "Oh, they're just getting into it." Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because I will never forget. The pros, the fucking the best, the people who play the game nonstop. They're the best. Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx is a joke. I make fun of Joel. Because
even when we're not on this show, so everyone knows.
Even in real, I make fun of Joel because we have this podcast which is tailored for mediocre gamers, and yet all the time in our group chat, there's like 8 of us in this group chat, all I see is posts from fucking Nick Merckx or fucking how many of the fucking names. All they talk about is all the pros. Fuck the pros. Fuck anyways. So I make fun of Joel. I go Nick Merckx. Anyway,
Nick Merckx, I love you. M forever.
Nick Merckx, I don't give a shit about you. So he's not gonna listen to the show. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so what were we talking? What the fuck was I talking about?
Dude, what were we talking about? See, you talk too much shit. Now you got off track.
Fuck everybody. Anyways, so yeah, so
they're all crying about the Wingman.
I will never forget. When they put the R99. I say that I've been saying this in the episode. I've said this several times. They put the R99 in the care package, and the pros, several of them, threatened to quit the game. They threatened to
stop streaming
the game. They're threatened to stop streaming the game. They're like, this game is stupid. I'm never playing this game again. They put the gun in the. I will never forget that. And so, if anybody says, "Oh, they're just tailoring to the casual," no, they do not. They do not tailor to the casual players. The pros have put the Apex Legends developers in a fucking between a tight hard space and a rock. Because if they do anything that the pros don't like, the pros go, oh, and they have to change it because that's the fucking money, right? Which is the same reason why they nerfed Caustic to hell, because the pros were like, I can't push Caustic traps anymore because it's too strong. But now they nerfed him so much, no one cares about gas. Everyone runs into the gas. People run into the gas. They don't care because they know it's not going to kill them. So why even have it? whenever I'm going to a building and there's a leftover caustic gas trap, I go, oh man, and then I just shoot it, and then I'm fine. Like like I have no fear of caustic gas. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
so fuck you, pros. That's all I gotta say about that. Put the wingman in the care package. Take it out of the game. Fuck you. You.
And
I
it's
don't give a
crazy, Calvin,
shit.
because we're getting this for the event. They didn't even wait for the split.
Right.
So I wonder if things are going to be more tweaked next week when the split comes. Like,
I don't know.
like what else are they going to possibly do? Like, are we going to get a care package gun change mid-season? Maybe.
I mean,
Like,
maybe.
I mean, they're taking the gloves off. They've already said like we might not. Like, I think Vantage is next season, which is like the sniper girl.
Mhm.
And I think after her, I think they've said like we might not do a legend every season. So maybe there will be more spicy mix up. Not to go back to Fortnite, but Fortnite does a thing where there's like every month they do like a poll on Reddit with like what should we change, and like the community will literally vote to take out OP guns and stuff.
Love that.
So there is actually like in other games some sort of drive or some sort of ability to listen to some. Maybe Apex is going to lean in that direction. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I doubt it. I doubt it because people on Reddit are complaining about the wingman.
Yeah, I would love to see the wingman in the care package, or hell, maybe put the R9 in the care package and give us the G7 back at least. Like,
I think they should put the. Here's the thing, the wingman can stay where it's at. The wingman can stay at 45 damage and 98 headshot damage. Right, that is care package worthy. That's a care package worthy gun. No, there is no other gun that does that. That's not like a sniper rifle, right? And it's like we said last episode. Put any sniper rifle against the wingman. The wingman's gonna win every single time. Every time.
And you know what? To the people, if any of you that were fucking trying to bully Calvin and I and talk shit on our Instagram actually listen to this show, you know what? I have a rebuttal for you. Everyone's just like, oh, you hate the gun, so now you want to be a care package weapon? I would gladly deal with 2 wingmans on the entire map, even if they get a buff. I would still rather deal with 2 wingmans in the entire game. Maybe that's not even guaranteed they're both going to spawn.
Yeah.
Then a whole, I mean, dude, every time I'm like, at least once a night when I go into a cross-plat lobby, we get that one team that they're all just using wingmans.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, Joel, how'd you die? It's like, oh wow, we all literally just got like 3-piece.
Yeah. You know what's funny is it happens to me all the time. Because I like to snipe. I like to use marksman and sniper rifles. I'll shoot at a team and then they just chuck wingman shots at me and they do more damage to me because it's easier for them just to chuck shots at me. Chuck 9 shots at me faster than I can do the 7 in the sentinel. Or the 10 or 12, whatever in the longbow, whatever the fuck. I don't remember the numbers.
And with that, originally I was like, at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, maybe a Trump tick buff is a good thing. You know what? I do think they need to walk that back, dude. With how like I've been using the triple tick lately, and unless you can hit the charge shot, which let's be very crystal clear, I can't because I'm a mediocre gamer.
Yeah.
Like they need to walk back that nerf, I think, Cal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. But good fucking riddance. The wingman's in the replicator. My only concern about that is now people who want it are going to get it whenever they want it, but I doubt it because it's funny is because when the R301 went into replicator, people were saying, oh, now I could just make an R301 when I got, but I went and talked to some friends who play Apex like way more than I do, who are like masters rankings and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, like how often do you craft the 301? They're like, never. I was like, really? I'm like, no, I don't craft it because, it's not that broken of a gun that you need to have it.
Yeah.
Right. So now we'll see how often we see the wingman. You know what I mean?
Well, and also with the changes to the game, like that, the helmet and the backpack are way more important. The mobile respawn beacon not being on the ground half the time and only being in the crafter. Like you have other things that for the team, for the strategy portion of the game are more important than you getting that R3 now.
Yeah. What's funny is today I played after the update. I did play that. And I did see a couple wingmans in game. So people
because it's a crutch. It's a crutch.
Exactly. People are crafting it. People have to have that gun in order to play at what they say to be a high level or whatever the fuck. But I don't know, dude. I want to know how people respond to the car SMG being in the into the replicator, because a lot of people adopted the car after all the changes have been going around, right? People are choosing the car over the 99. They're choosing it over, definitely over the Prowler.
Over the PK?
Over the PK. They're choosing it over the alternator. The people are choosing the car over the 301. That people were saying that. I'd ask them, hey, how often do you craft 301? They're like, no, I use the car now. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You know, like that wasn't an answer that I was anticipating. But people are we're using the car more. So now I'm curious to see how often we're going to see the car around, if at all.
Well, I'm really hoping that the number one secondary gun in the game rises and reclaims its throne with the car. I really hope we see more RE45s again. Calvin.
Bro, dude, that's my gun, dude.
You know what's funny is not to I know you're gonna clown on me for this, and I really don't care. But like, I've even been seeing a lot more of the pros that were like, "Oh, the car's going away. Well, now RE45 has hammer points. Why wouldn't we just use that?"
Yeah,
it's basically the same thing.
It's better.
Like, I mean, I think
better.
It's better. You and I think it's better, but not everyone agrees.
On flesh, it does 24, 23 damage. That's huge. The only other gun that does more on flesh is the rampage. So if you take a rampage shot to the body, it does 26 damage.
That's
hammer
right,
points on RE45 does like 23, dude. Like, that's insane. Like, that's absolutely insane. Why don't people use the 45? And the reason why I tell you is because unless you break their shield, it only does 14 damage. And people, I don't know, people are stupid. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I love the gun. I use it all the time.
I mean, in my opinion, the RE45 with hammer points, you have it's the quickest time from you breaking someone's shield to downing them in the game. I mean, maybe the Devo's faster, but I mean, like, that gun is ungodly when it's revved up all the way.
Then
you know
the 99, I would say, is the fastest. The 99 rips, dude.
Even faster than the hammer points, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. The 99 rips. That's
you're more versed in the 99 than I am, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna argue with
that 99, the 99 is probably the fastest 100 to 0 gun.
True.
Like, hands down.
Does your shirt say Loco Taco?
No, it says Choco Taco.
Oh, okay.
Choco Taco.
I was like, why would you have a Loco Taco and then it's holding the He-Man sword, like the
Castle
Grayskull sword?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a Choco Taco.
It's a Choco Taco. Yeah.
Now I kind of want one of those, you dick.
Dude, I love Choco Tacos, dude.
I'm trying to watch my figure, Calvin. Why would you wear that shirt on the show, dude?
So anyway, what are your thoughts, listeners? What are your thoughts on the gun swaps? Do you think different guns should go in the replicator? Do you think which guns should come out of the care package, or which guns should go into the care package? Please hit us up on all of our social media accounts at PexPals Podcast, and email us at PexPalsPodcast@gmail.com. We are very responsive. We will respond to your tweets, to your Instagram posts, to your emails, wherever you talk to us at. We will respond because we have nothing going on in our lives beside this. This is all we have.
And don't forget, Calvin streams Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Yes, I do.
He's returned to head back to his schedule. I finally getting in a groove with a set work schedule, so I might start doing it on the weekends again. I'm a lot more cash than Calvin is, so don't worry about what my channel is. It's in the description. Calvin's is just at Calvan.
Yeah. Check me out on Twitch at Calvan. Yeah, I
come right into the barn.
Yeah, right into the barn. I primarily stream Apex Legends, so you'll most likely see me play Apex Legends, but I'm trying to take a break from that. I'm streaming a little bit more For Honor. So if you like For Honor, come check that out. But I'm going to start doing more music streams. So I know a couple of you have come into my music streams already, so thank you. I really appreciate that. But I'm gonna do more music streams. So if you like sad boy acoustic music and maybe the occasional metal song, then I'm the guy for you.
That's a very good description of you,
isn't it?
Like those two things mixed with some Choco Tacos, and that's Calvin in it.
That's me, dude. Yeah, that's me.
By the way, on the note of riding into the barn right before the show, we had a heat wave today, so we had to we had to cool down. But I'm explaining for the listeners. We were watching Family Guy, Trina and I. We've actually been watching the new episodes, like the brand new ones, and they're actually they hold up, bro. The show's still hella funny.
Really?
The episode they just did, what's his name? Sam Elliott.
Brian?
No,
Oh,
Sam Elliott is running for new mayor, and he's just like cowboy with a mustache. Like it looks like Sam Elliott, like in real
that's I
life,
love
and he
that.
plays
Yeah.
him safe. But he just like every situation rides a horse, saves the day, talks like Sam Elliott. He grows baby mustaches on his farm. It's like
That's so
I think you need to
stupid.
watch it, Calvin. It's stupid, but you would be like this. Like that episode is like the reason why somebody would love Family Guy is that episode. So
That's
you
really
should go find
funny.
that episode and watch it, Calvin. I think
Maybe,
you would
maybe.
really enjoy it with your barn stuff.
And the last thing that we're going to talk about for the new update
Oh, there's
is
one more.
there's one more last thing, and it has to do with ranked. They're listening to people's complaining about ranked. So if you played ranked this season, if you're a ranked player, you understand that this season, this particular split has been particularly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The point system is incredibly unforgiving. You can have 3 kills by with 9 squads left and still be negative. And so it's been a very hard for people to progress up. I have been to platinum 4 6 times.
Oh my
So,
god, it went up.
so yeah, 6 times. I've been to
Holy
plat 4
shit.
6 times. I almost got to plat 3 today. But yeah, so it's very unforgiving. Solo queuing is incredibly difficult because a lot of people are frustrated, and so they're not playing their best, and they're more just like reacting instead of trying to play as a team. A lot of people are frustrated, and it shows. So they've listened to us a little bit. The splits rank reset is and instead of 6 divisions, it's 4 divisions. So you're not going to go as far down as you did before or after the split. You're going to go down a little bit
Yeah.
higher. So it's going to be a little bit easier for you. And secondly, they did a 10-point RP reduction across all splits. So, for example, gold runs buy-in cost was 48. It's now
Mm-hmm.
going to be 38.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like that across the board. So a
Yes.
large reduction in cost into the rank. So that means that people like me who keep floating at the bottom of plat 4, I'm not gonna be at plat 4 and then instantly lose a game and go right back to gold 1. I'll have a little bit more buffer with the amount of points I have at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it makes those, and that also means that you're gonna go positive with more squads left in the game. You're not gonna have to rat till there's 7 squads left and hope that they fight and you can try to get to positive and 6 squads or 5 squads left. So
Yeah.
so they're making ranked a lot more playable. And I think a large part has to do with the fact that PlayStation was it PlayStation or Xbox still hasn't filled up masters yet. So it's like it's one of those two. I forget which one it was, but
I think it's
there's
both. Neither of
it.
them are full.
Oh yeah,
I mean, 2 weeks ago, literally right after we released the last episode, Calvin, they said that there was not a single master on either console.
yeah. And that's since changed. I know that's changed.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but it's because the rank system is just so much harder. And
Mm-hmm.
people I don't unless you're like people who do this for a living, you're not getting up there. Like I even see people who like whose whole like purpose is Apex Legends and they stream the game. It's their game they stream nonstop and whatever the fuck. And they're only in diamond when
Yeah.
usually they're like low pred master players
Mm-hmm.
and they're
Mm-hmm.
only in diamond. How do you play this game? How are you how are you supposed to be someone who plays this game for 10 hours a day for a living every day and you can't even get to the top echelon? Because when you're one of the top echelon players, you know?
No,
So
no, no, no. I don't know if you've seen Twitter, Calvin. The new ranking system, like you're put where you belong.
oh
Those people
is
were never good, Calvin.
oh
They were
really?
never good. They were never
Is
good.
that
Yeah.
what they're saying?
Yes.
There's something to be said about skill. And there's something to be said about time dedication because at the end of the day, it's a game, right? It's a video game. And so if you put the time in, you should see the benefit from that. You should see the reward of putting the effort and the time in. But uh, you know, at the in its current in its previous state because it's changed. In its previous state, it was you had to do way. It has to be your full time job.
Yeah.
Um, And so, but hopefully this eases it up a bit. Hopefully it makes it a little bit easier for people to play the game, and we see those ranks fill up, and a lot of people more enjoy ranked more. All
Yeah.
right, Joe Cupcake. I think that was a good episode.
Yeah, we just got to grease some people with some musical recommendations.
Oh, that's right. Joe, what's your Motherload music recommendation?
So this week I have chosen something a little bit more metal for our lovely listeners.
I love that.
This is an album that came out over this well, I think it was
Last
the
summer.
end of last year or the beginning of this year. Don't remember. Let me look on it. What's the so it came out in 2021. It's a band called Alluvial.
Oh yeah.
The record is called Sarcoma. Kev Moeller is a rad dude. He's the fill-in vocalist for the like. If you listen to Death Metal, you know who Suffocation is. Just turn the show off, please. Kev is their backup singer for when Frank couldn't do the tours and stuff. He's also in Alluvial now. The band is like all the dudes have been in like the Faceless and all these other crazy projects. So this is still a tech band, but there's a lot of melodic parts with clean singing and screaming. Again, the album's called Sarcoma. Band is called Alluvial. Check it out. It's tight. Shout out Kev Muller. If you watch this, what you want, I love you. What about you, Cal? What do you got for us this week?
This is a shameless plug. Last week.
Go. Wait, hold on. Let me make this easier for you. Hold on.
Don't do this. This is taking way too long. Anyway, last week, my band, I'm in a band. The band is called Ofrenda. We released our second single. It's called Something Like a Ghost. And I've been listening to it nonstop, not just because I like it, because I think it's actually a good song, but because I've been recommended to people. And so for me, in order for me to recommend it, I have to open it up on the app. So I've been playing this song nonstop. It's a really good song. I've heard a lot of good reviews. So if you've listened to it already, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But check it out. Ofrenda. The song is called Something Like a Ghost. We also got another song up on all the platforms as well. So check it out, man. I think it's great.
I'm gonna for the shameless self promo there. I'm gonna hit you with the Schitt's Creek line. Ew, David.
Oh my god. Hey, I don't give a fuck, man. It's a good song. It is a good song.
No.
It's legitimately aside from it being a song that I wrote, I think it's actually a good song. So
Calvin, you know I'm an incredible fan of your artistic capabilities. Like you know that. Like I'm
I know.
I'm one of your biggest supporters, proponents, whatever.
You actually are.
So, even though you hate me, I love your voice.
I hate you. So thanks everybody for checking us out. Don't forget to reach us out on all of our social media platforms at PexPals Podcast. Email us at pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. My name is Calvin.
My name is Joel Cupcake.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Fuck Dan.
Fuck Dan.